Alright, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll be telling you guys some tips and tricks on making your power level from whatever it is now to 130 as max as it can be. 130, if 133 if you did adventures, but like 130 is overall like, you know, the highest it can go without doing extra work. So the first things first, let's go right into the video. First things first that you're gonna want, if you look at your profile as your account level, it's called the commander level. You want to, like, you see that level right there, 310 max level. You're gonna try to get there as fast as you can because this thing is really useful in many ways. One of them, it gives you power level boost. I would say any endurance besides besides Stonewood and Plankerton are like the, you know, no good ones for upgrading your commander level because you won't get as much XP. I would say Canny overall is the best one because it's really easy to build and everything. And you go to AFK to wave 30. Just by giving yourself, you know, XP boost from a little bit, like, you know, a little bit higher chapter, and boom, you know the build, boom, you're AFK to 30. Twine, on the other hand, you need like pretty much almost near a max chapter ability, and you don't. I wouldn't say it's AFK to 30 because you gotta go find builds, do a lot of extra work on like really good Pacific builds, like could go up to date, wave 30. So it's really up to you. But commander level is Canny Endurance is one of the easiest way to upgrade that commander level to max. The second thing is high level missions. Like right now, if I really wanted to do it, I'd be doing 160 zones, trying to get that commander level up to max. I mean, try as high as you can. I mean, like even if it's like 140 zone, not 140 zones, but like 40 zones or like 60 zones, try to do those. The more you do them, the more XP you get. All right, next thing up is the survivors. Autofill on does work. It works as it was intended to work. But there's one consequence with that. You see it on my screen. I turn on autofill. See on my screen, a lot of my survivor squads are not giving me boost. The boost also helps you on long-term runs. So autocon, if you really want to be a lazy bastard and you just want to throw an autofill, like it's all good. I don't want to waste so much time on fixing my survivor squads manually. Go ahead and do that. But I would recommend to manually do them. And it's so good because you have, like, you know, those nice bonuses you see there. Like, you know, I could have more HP on my MT squad, but I have, you know, an HP and also a shield boost that are 101, which doesn't make sense. If you want to manually do it, aka turning off autofill, you're gonna want this. Your lead must match the squad. As mine is the MT squad, it matches the, like, you know, it says right there, like you see two little check marks, says leader match, check mark. The doctor, it matches the EMT squad. And as you see, my personality, all the other survivors matches them. Which means I will have a higher power level boost. And same thing as with all of these, like, you know, so you see that check mark right there, that leader check mark. You're always going to want to see that check mark. And be like, alright, that's good. Now it's time for me to, you know, make all the personalities the same to my lead. My lead is the one that gives you the most. Also, for the new players who have not done this, and you'll be able to get 2 survivors, mythic survivors over in your quests. It should be over there in your challenges, if I remember correctly. I have not seen that in a while, so I don't remember exactly. So you better, you know, maybe look through a little bit, and you will find them. Those 2, you're gonna want those because, you know, it's really good on having them because, you know, I mean, think about it, they're mythic survivors. Like, you need those to go to 130, and also they can be really good for low levels, like, you know, starting up in the game and everything. Excuse me. Second thing is, legendary survivors are way more better than epic ones, even if they're matching. I would recommend if you have extra survivors, extra legendaries, or not matching any other leaders, but you have some epics that are, replace the epics and put on legendaries. Legendaries would be a hella more better to put on because you have more you know, it's a little bit more power boost. Because with I'll show you right now. With a normal, you see right there, and like right there on survivors right here, I like, you know, a normal 130 survivor. Alright, it's not the lead, it's not matching. So I dropped down my power level by 2 on the legendary survivor, though that's 130, so it's 128. But on a right here, you see as an epic one, it will only increase it by 122. So technically, you get 6 more power levels from a normal legendary one, even though it's just showing, you know, the low down arrow, so they're matching. So I would recommend legendaries are, of course, way more better. Also with survivors, you're gonna try to upgrade them as fast as you can. So do the 160 zones and 140 zones. People might be doing them for free, or might be costing a bit more. If you don't have the trap, try to find people who are doing them for free. But you're gonna try to want to do those 160 zones, because the 160 zones are the ones that give you the most materials as you can. Also the 140 zones, I would recommend doing that. And also for survivor XP, the highest it can be, recommend to grind that a lot. You have a good amount, let's say like 3,000 pure drops for right now, 4,000. I know it wouldn't last you, like, I wouldn't, like, I know it won't like get you to 130, but it'll last you for a really nice amount of time if you don't want to grind that long. Understandable, because kind of would be boring paying the same guy over and over and over again, and if the guy wants to go do something else, then you're kind of screwed. Alright. And also, the last and but not least is your research points. Your research points is another important thing. You see those 600s, those are saying that they're the max ones. There's 3 things I want to say with this. Number 1, your research points, as you can see, they increase over time with maximum storage and everything. You see that right there, the generating rate and storage limits and points. At least I would recommend you to at least get them at least once a day. Just go on. If you don't want to play the game that much today, like I don't feel like playing, at least get on, collect the materials. Takes you 3 to 4 minutes, and you collect the materials, and that's a nice little power boost that you get for the next time you want to play. The next thing I would like to address is that your research points can be improved by your commander level. So that's why I stated that the commander level has more purposes, and the other one is this. Research will get better as higher the commander level you are. So like right now I'm generating 350 per hour, which I think normal base would be like, I think 30 or 60, something like that, something low. That'd be a lot more. I hold a lot more, and I have a lot more point limits. And the third and final thing, I would recommend this: upgrade each stat 10, like 10 up, and I go to the next one. The next one 10 up, and then the next one 10 up. Like 10 little 10 times you upgrade it to each one. Do not go for one thing all the way to max and how all the rest low levels. Your power level stats will look dumb as hell, because one, let's say for example, your 4-2 will be really high, but your damage would be really low, your offense would be really low, and your tech would be not offense, your resistance would be really low, and your tech would be really low. I would upgrade them at least 10 out of 10, so you can you don't have to goddamn one. I have one stat really high and the other one's really low, so they're gonna be harder for missions. And 2, the power level boost for others. You, like when someone joins you, like, oh yeah, they could easily tell that, oh, 1, your survivors are fucked up, or 2, you did the research shit wrong. That's like the incorrect way, because like this, you're gonna see a spike every single time you go up, like by a lot of your power level. Every single time you reach the 1 to 10, and the higher it is, the more you have to wait for like 2 days in order to upgrade it once. Instead of, and you're only gonna see a spike barely, like not a drastic spark, like a power level boost. You see like 1 week, I went up by a bit, but in the next week I didn't go up a bit because I'm still upgrading the same thing to max because the thing is taking so long. If you upgrade all of them at 10, you're gonna see like a consistent power level boost going up every week. Instead of seeing the big spike and then starts dropping down the spike because taking a lot longer to research. Because if you at least have the 1 stat max, you won't even get that high of a power level as all of them having at least level 20s, because that'd be overall better for you as a beginner player. So I would recommend at least do up to 10. I mean, it's really up to you. I can't force you or anything. I could just give you a suggestion to just at least go to level 10. That is all that I could say that it could help you increase your power level. I mean, like, other than that, survivors, I would also recommend this for survivors. Also another tip. Survivors, you could also get them from upgrade llamas. Yes, they do cost money, but you could also just do vbuck missions with, like, Fortnite literally just pays it for you. That's it. Just do the vbuck missions. Or there are sometimes entwine missions, a shocker, if you look at Fortnite.db, it will show that there's a legendary survivor that you could collect, or you could do a mission and get it. I would recommend doing those. Those would be really useful for you as a low level or whatever power level you are, and that'd be really useful. And you might have to pay others to do it, or if it might be challenging for you by yourself, or with not even a great group. But at least try to do it. It would be really useful in the long run. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and sub if you guys thought this was useful. And yeah, I hope this will actually help a lot of people get up to 130 fastest. People have been requesting this video a good amount, so I was thinking like, alright, time for me to make this, because kind of getting kind of getting annoying looking at chat and be like, how sometimes you see once in a while how can I upgrade my power level really high. Alright, peace.